I really believe that scarcity is the beginning of man's destruction. The scarcity mindset is what destroys mankind.
My name is Sylvan J. Rahman. Welcome back to Intentional Wealth. Today's topic, abundance versus scarcity, and the whole mindset behind it. Earlier this year, I got to meet an old friend of mine from childhood that I hadn't seen in over 15 years. We were able to reminisce about the old days, and we were able to talk about our life experiences and what we've been up to recently. He personally has been building his own businesses, as well as he started a church out in California. And we were able to talk about abundance versus scarcity in the terms of biblical principles and the biblical principles behind it. I think this is an important message for you to hear, whether you believe in the Bible or you don't, because it is just a great message in general. And before I let Jon tell you what we had talked about, or actually put you in on the conversation, I just want to let you know that this was nothing rehearsed. So sorry about the shaky camera, and this was just an impromptu shot of two guys having a conversation.
As far as this whole aspect of making me feel guilty because I've succeeded, or I'm succeeding, or I'm able to afford better things, or something like that, is just something that really rubs me the wrong way.
I'm the least religious person. God is not religious. Jesus was not a religious figure.
Right.
He did not come to start a religion. The kingdom of God is a king who colonizes a foreign land to expand his kingship. Mm-hmm. And it invites us to be adopted into his family and also serve as kings over our assignment so we can serve more people.
Right.
And so a lot of times people in the church will say, seek ye first the kingdom of God. And they have zero context as to what that passage means or what it implies. It's as if seek ye first, pursue this coming thing that's in the future. And when you don't understand that, it puts you in this cycle of, I should not be pursuing other things. Having material wealth or anything is a vice, right, or to be looked down upon. But when you look at just the Bible the history of it, the history of wealth in the Bible, first mention of gold is in Genesis chapter 2, where it describes in Eden that the gold in that land was good. So you've got two people, if you believe the narrative of the Garden of Eden. You have two people in the garden. There are no stores. There's no Tiffany's. Right. And yet God makes sure to describe gold. Right. He wanted his kids to be in a place of splendor. I believe that it is God's desire for his people to to have financial harmony. Right. Now, even in the parables that Jesus teaches in the New Testament, almost every parable or every description of the kingdom of God is a description that he uses in story form of a master giving resources to his servants and measuring how they steward those resources. And there's never a good commendation to them if they spent. Right. It's always if they increased. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, you go to the first the way that the devil deceived Eve and Adam and Eve. It was Genesis 1 and 2. Of every tree you may eat freely, abundantly, be fruitful, multiply. All those words are used to describe their existence. Genesis chapter 3, when sin enters in, the serpent comes in and says, did God say you can't have any? And he introduces scarcity and lack. Whereas God placed me in an environment of abundance, freely, more, increase, fruitful, multiply. I really believe that scarcity is the beginning of man's destruction. The scarcity mindset is what destroys mankind. We build borders and walls because we feel as if we allow you to come into our environment, we won't have enough.
Right.
If we need to control the waterways, because if we don't have control, we won't have enough. We won't be taken care of.
Right.
Whereas when you have an abundance mindset, a God mindset, it's be fruitful, multiply, subdue the land, and replenish the earth.
Right.
That's what God's desire is. So you've got the kingdom of God, which is abundance, which is freedom, which is increase. And the kingdom of Satan is wages, slavery, and being mastered. You know, where God is like, I give you dominion.
Right.
Satan, his only role is to steal, kill, and destroy. We get into this space of like recognizing that in God's kingdom, he makes you a king and a controller over your assignment in order to serve people. Whereas in the other system, you use people in order to get stuff. If I'm using people in order to accumulate stuff, you know exactly where my heart's at.
Right.
But if I'm using stuff to serve more people, I'm adding value to people.
Right.
And anyone who adds more value to people accumulates wealth. That's just how it works. If I can create a product that 1 billion people need and love, I become a billionaire.
Right.
If I manipulate 1 billion people, I become a dictator.
Right.
You know, so I think it's just like flipping the logic of like, okay, there is abundance everywhere, but how is that how are people manipulating that abundance? Are they using it to serve themselves, or are they using it to actually serve people? You know, I think God created this algorithm where he used money as an incentive program for humans. You cannot get money until you serve someone. And if you get money by any other means, you're operating under a system that's killing, stealing, or destroying. Whereas if you're serving someone, you get money in a way that you're celebrating.
If you like what you've seen here today, then please do me a solid and subscribe to the channel, like and share the video, and leave us a comment on your thoughts about today's topic. Also, please share with us what you'd like to see in the future, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and see you next week.
Stability is a byproduct of hustle.
Yeah.
If you pursue stability, you're not going to hustle.
Right.
You get comfortable.
Yeah, it's like your decision points are not the same. You know,